You can be extremely ambitious and still feel deeply lazy at the same time, and it's not a character flaw. You've probably experienced this. You spend the whole evening planning your dream business, researching courses, making vision boards, and then the next day you lie in bed scrolling TikTok for 4 hours instead of doing the one small task you promised yourself you'd start. Sound familiar? That gap between who you want to be and what you actually do, that's what we're talking about today. Psychologists call this the motivation paradox, or more technically, the disconnect between your explicit goals and your brain's reward system. Understanding this gap is the first step to stop feeling broken and start working with your brain instead of fighting it. Stick around for this next part. It's the uncomfortable truth that changes everything. The truth is that your brain doesn't actually want your big ambitious goals. It wants safety, energy conservation, and quick dopamine hits. Your brain is trying to protect you from the uncertainty, possible failure, and emotional discomfort that every ambitious goal brings. When the stakes feel high, your nervous system often chooses the comfort of doing nothing over the risk of doing it wrong. That's not brokenness, that's ancient wiring. Here's why it happens. Your big dreams and plans come from the smart, newer part of your brain that thinks about the future. But the actual drive to get up and do something, that comes from a much older, more emotional part of your brain, the part that controls rewards and feelings. This older part only gives you real motivation, that dopamine rush, when the task feels like it will A, give you an instant reward, or B, be easy and pretty much guaranteed to succeed. Most big goals fail both tests. They're far off and risky. So your brain says, great idea, but let's just scroll on our phone for now. For example, you want to write a book, ambition, but starting chapter 1 feels vague and scary. Brain chooses Instagram because it gives instant dopamine with zero risk. If that made you pause and think, that's literally me? Good. That means we're finally hitting the real reason, not just a symptom. Here's one practical strategy that actually works. Shrink the action so small your brain can't say no. Not, I'm going to write my book today, but I'm going to open my laptop and write one single sentence. That tiny action usually creates momentum because the brain gets a small dopamine hit from completing something. Once you're already in motion, continuing feels way easier than starting from zero. Do this every day for a week and watch how fast the lazy feeling shrinks. You're not broken for feeling ambitious and lazy at the same time. Your brain is just doing what it evolved to do. Once you understand the game it's playing, you can start designing tiny wins that trick it into helping you instead of stopping you. You've got big dreams for a reason. Use psychology to make them feel smaller, safer, and more doable, one tiny step at a time. If you want more breakdowns like this to rewire your habits, stick around. There's a lot more coming.